Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to potentially the last episode of Allayi on Endless. I cannot tell you. Listen, I enjoy Endless Legend. I enjoy Endless Legend a lot, I would say. But I am ready to be done with these guys. It feels like it's been a long time. I want to experience some variety, man. So let's get out there and go for the jugular. I mean, not like with violence. The scientific jugular. Alright, so we have about the same science output as purple, which is totally fine because purple is going to tech in a way that's very silly, and that means that we should win as long as we can just not get blown up by any kind of silly nonsense. Now we can see here purple is trying not just to take this city, but to prevent us from taking this city by running their troops in front of us to make things difficult. So the question is, do I need to take Garant? We're barely holding content right now. If I take Garant, we will lose content. We'll drop down into unhappy. Well, actually, we're 59% though. We're 2% below being happy. And Freyheim is about to complete a thing, an important thing. Where's the... So let's see, what is all this? It's all expansion disapproval. The only sources of disapproval in this city are expansion disapproval. What does our unhappiness look like across the board? So we have a couple of cities that are fervent. Our mainland cities have mostly dropped out of fervent. The capital is only happy. Obviously all the new cities are in rebellion. That's not terribly shocking. I think we could probably absorb another city without dropping out of content. I'd love to get back up into plus 30% science all the time. Do I think that stopping purple from getting Garant is going to be the difference between them winning the game and us winning the game? Maybe, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think let's ignore it. Let's let purple play their game. Right, because Garant has no compelling resources. It has Pixie Blood. It does have Titan Bones. I like Titan Bones. But there's a ton of Titan Bones on the market. That might stop being true if Blue loses access to their Titan Bones, because I think it's selling resources was how they were funding their army. And Kwang doesn't really have anything either. Kwang does have 2 Palladian deposits. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think we can just let purple have it. I think we'd be better off at this point keeping our heads down and focusing on our own paper, you know? So let's, Red Point is available to move in 2 turns. I'm talking about trying to finish the faction quest here, right? I'm moving Red Point around so that the wards are cheaper. But, to be perfectly honest, it's a little bit silly because... I can't imagine a situation in which we can win a faction quest victory faster than we would just win by the science victory, especially producing stockpiles at quite a rate. A number of our cities have enough industry in them that they can produce impressive stockpiles at a decent rate while still being totally devoted to science. Yeah, do that, man. Let's just pound out those stockpiles. Alright. We have a pretty modern army that feels pretty large, you know, relative to the kinds of army that we usually have. But I don't know that it's necessarily going to be enough to dissuade green and purple from thinking that we're attackable. We may have to expend a lot of influence, keeping them off our backs. Alright. So that's more approval and more science from Freyheim. Most of our mainland cities already have their arts councils finished, though, right? Yeah. Okay. Titan Bones. So we can move Red Point this turn. I'd like to get him back in the capital shortly after. Just like all these cities. Let's do it in Dory's here. Move red point here, then build the ward, buy it out. You know what? We have enough money. Let's throw some other stuff in here. So like, Aramon is content, but Freyheim is still in rebellion. What is the difference? Minus 225 from expansion approval received. Minus 225. They have 95 approval from city improvements. And they only have 75. Wait a second. Is there a city improvement that gives approval that's missing? Oh, no cargo dock, for one thing. Huh. Cargo dock should only give 10, though. I don't see what the other missing 10 is. Oh, it's probably just that the, Aramon has a number of level 2 districts, and Freyheim has fewer. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, it's not a ton I can do about it at this point, with us needing to build wards everywhere. I'm basically just hedging my bets in case something goes wrong with the science. Alright, so as soon as our hero is available, he's moving back to the capital because we need him to protect the capital against winter. I suppose this guy should be the one grabbing these, and this guy should just head north. Be ready up here in this northern sea for all of the stuff that will spawn up here when winter hits. Yeah. Actually, purple is not doing a very good job of taking Garant. It doesn't seem like it would be that difficult. We've seen the numbers on purple's troops. They should be able to just roll in here. Somebody's finally building the reliquary. I will say that we have pushed the game a little later than I would like. In general, you want to be wrapping things up sometime before turn 165, probably. But we're taking what we can get. We got kind of lucky in the sense that the AI is not... The AI that's controlling the necrophages is not really making them a legitimate threat, despite the fact that they... It seems like they ought to be. And if anything, all of this hostility has really turned around on them. Alright, Orus is really pumping out the industry, man. Alright, it looks like there's not really anything of value to build here. So let's start the slow work of science stockpiling. We can rush this stockpile by a turn. What else can we complete quickly? Yeah, this is worthwhile. That'll pump up that city's science output a little bit. Unfortunately, not a lot of production in that city. We don't have the pearls left over to make pearl stockpiles. It's possible that I shouldn't be trying to hedge with the quest victory, and I should just be buying pearl stockpiles instead. My feeling is that it probably isn't going to matter, but that might just be cockiness. I would not describe myself generally as a cocky person. It's sort of the opposite. Very pessimistic. But I suppose I'm not maximally guarding myself against purple exploding somehow and just producing a billion science. I'd like to take home a quest victory, though, just because I don't think I've shown a quest victory on the channel. I suppose maybe I should be more focused on security than on fortification at this point. Whatever. It's another thing where I suspect it doesn't matter. Yeah, Imperial News Networks. You guys are focused on the wrong stuff. Oh, I rush finished that science stockpile and then didn't use it right away. It's kind of a stupid mistake. Alright, winter falls, and we're one turn off. Yeah, we're going to have to endure one turn of winter in the capital without our winter immunity, which is a little bit of poor timing on my part. I suspect we'll be okay. Hopefully this has demonstrated the value of a large population, though. Alright, well, level 5, I think it's time to throw that monkey wrench into the works. I'm a little concerned that our spy might get murdered. But this is what we did this for. Oh, did we just get spied? Green decreased diplomatic costs with us. Huh. That's interesting. The follow ticket has been captured. Yeah. This still works, though. The thing still happens. It's just that there are consequences for the thing happening. Well, Purple probably won't care for that. We got the winter effect we wanted. It seems like the AI doesn't, they don't pray very much after the first turn of summer. So if you make a prayer after the first turn of summer, it doesn't. Ooh. Now that Garrett's their last region. Oh, I suppose this wonder would have been a good reason to go get this city. Although, honestly, at this point in the game, it's just... Even if they haven't upgraded all the way, it's just 50 science. I mean, that's like... It's like 7 population worth of science, I guess. Yeah, it's still fairly significant. I probably should have gone for that. Every once in a while, new stockpiles will show up on the market, even without players selling them. Ooh, wow, look at all the wine. Somebody offloaded a ton of wine. We're going to buy all of it. That is very helpful. What else? What else? We have Dust Orchid and Dust Water running, both of them? Yeah. Yeah, we have so much stuff running that that wine booster is probably going to last, like, the rest of the game, too. Alright, you guys actually have important work to do. There are many pearl stockpiles, and... Or not stockpiles, obviously. There are many big piles of pearls laying on the ground. Go and fetch them. Try not to take too many of Purple's pearls, because we don't want to antagonize them any more than we already have. So, I want to talk about something that's happening right now. This is an important idea in playing games and getting better at games. I've done a number of things this game that are basically me playing poorly because I feel like I've already won. I'm making some non-optimal decisions, and I've commented on a couple of those. This is going to be Purple. Yeah. Our trade crafts aren't learned overnight. Yeah, that's not what I was trying to do. In fact, I was trying to make sure that that was the case. It's really important to keep focus. We're probably going to win this. Actually, you know what? There we go. Don't take the thing that's broadly good. Take the thing that's correct for the situation. A point of movement is more valuable to us. Okay. Than a point of attack, considering it's pretty likely that we will never have another battle. But this is what I'm talking about. Little things. Don't start making wrong decisions because, oh well, LOL, doesn't matter, I won. Don't do the thing that you see me doing right here. Continue to be smart. Continue to make correct decisions because you haven't won the game until you've won the game. I'm going to try to tighten up my play here. This is something that people do, something that I've been guilty of on, you know, more than one occasion. Oh, the capital. The capital should have its hero back. I'm talking about not making bad decisions because you're not paying attention while I'm doing it. It's illustrative. What I'm doing here is I'm illustrating a point. I'm certainly not just this bad. Okay, that's cool. More winter immunities. They have a hero with no units out here to snake some pearls as well, I think. Alright, so we got another serum. At this rate of science output, 6 turns to Dust-Driven Distillery. But, you know, obviously this rate of science output includes a stockpile being spent, so we would have to really pound those out. So out of curiosity, not that it matters, but which cities don't have a ward yet? Tykest, Idlia. There's an L before and after that D. So at this point, yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, we're not just gonna complete building the wards because it was the thing we were gonna do before. We're going to reevaluate the situation, do what's right for us right now. And what's right for us right now is to spend all future pearls on science stockpiles. We are not going for a quest victory, we are going for a science victory. These are faster to build, and they are, because they require a lot less industry, they're cheaper to buy out. Where is every city? 18 turns is still an awfully long time. Sipuan, you're done with that. 19 turns is also an awfully long time. You have decent... yeah. You have decent industry. And then... let's make sure that we are on stockpiles for the rest of the game. We should never again have a turn pass without a science stockpile being active. You know, I play a lot of games. I'm sure nobody's shocked to hear that. I have played a lot of board games. I've played a lot of card games. I've played a lot of video games. I've played... Magic is a good example of a place where this happens, where it's really easy to get in your head that you've won the game and to start making your decisions faster and less carefully, and then to discover that, in fact, you have not won the game, after all. Magic is a game where things can turn around fairly quickly sometimes. And I've been on both sides of it. I've been the guy making the decisions and losing the game, and I've been the guy taking advantage of the decisions and winning the game. Well, we should just do this. Trade routes are not of value to us anymore. Not of primary value. So it's important to keep your focus. Nothing feels worse than having a game in the palm of your hand and losing it because you got cocky. I do not want to have that experience. Okay, let's just stay focused. I think we should be able to stay on stockpiles for the rest of the game now. I think with the rate that we're building them and the fact that we can buy out pearl stockpiles for relatively cheap. What does it cost to buy out a brand new one? Okay. That may look like a lot of money, but keep in mind that a normal stockpile is 18k. So we should be able to buy out a stockpile every, like, 3 to 4 turns, in addition to having cities that work on them pretty quickly. Alright, you need to go over here. Man, you have access to a lot of pearls when you have a large company. A large country. Alright, are there any other obvious pearl deposits that you should be picking up? Oh, looks like Blue's been eliminated. You know, he has nobody to blame but himself. You live by the mandible, you die by the mandible. That's probably the cleverest thing I've said in this entire series. It's a throwaway in episode, what is this, 29? Not to say that I think it was especially clever. Just nothing else that I have said has been either. Oh no, not the victory quest. Which, as we've discussed, is an illusion because the AI is not capable of completing quests. It lives on only in tales. And, I would hope, books about manners. don't do what the necrophage would do. They are like the ultimate example. Okay. I wish it was a little easier to tell whether I have a stockpile active or not. Our Empire output is 17,000. That's gotta be way ahead of purple. That's number of technologies. Yeah. I clicked on this and I was like, they're that much ahead of us? But yeah, that's not the right thing. So you can see, purple has researched a ton more technologies than we have, because they are not researching the end era technologies, which are very expensive. I am not at all confident that if purple had focused, that they would actually be beating us right now. We've had a very, very good Empire science output for quite some time. Oh, an Arts Council got finished. That's cool. Ildlia, you do not need to work on a monk. That is not a thing that is of value. Alright, so Dust-Driven Distillery will finish, and that will make it easier for us to buy stockpiles. That's something. Yeah, there's not really a ton of compelling stuff. Here, more food. More food for cities. You know what I just realized? Not being thorough. I think I'm not going to bother at this point. Oh, you asshole. Decreased population in Dores? I guess that's one of our newer cities since I don't recognize its name. Let's buy that out and start working on another one. Oh, this can just be taken off of the list. Alright, yeah, what I realized is that our governors are probably not wearing science talismans. I don't think it matters. I'm not going to bother to correct it because it would be tedious to watch, but that's definitely a failing, and it probably mattered a lot more in the early game. We could have gotten to the place we were going. Oh no. They complete it over time. It's not something we have to worry about them actually doing. Purple is turning. I would love it if you'd give me him back. No? Okay. I don't actually care. We're bros, right? Yeah. Yeah, so the newer cities are being targeted because Purple can see them from Purple's territory. Remember, you have to have vision of a city to infiltrate it. We had a vision embargo going. Now that we've re-allied, the vision embargo is broken. But actually, those might be one-sided. In that case, I don't know why Purple would be targeting our small pop cities, because really, there's no value in that for them. Where's some pearls? Here's some pearls. Go get those pearls. Alright, Aramon's about to complete a pearl stockpile. I'm not 100% sure that we have one running right now, but we can certainly buy another one. The Dust Orchid ran out. Oh no! Everybody's selling everything, so we have access to... Oh, that's not even enough. I clicked the button a bunch of times, and I was like, I'm being a little silly here. I don't need to buy that much. But it turns out I have no idea how much I need. Alright, so what did we learn this game? Let's talk about that, because I don't want to sit at the end screen for 20 minutes talking about what we learned. The first thing we learned, the very first thing we learned, is that with the Allayi, it is tremendously important to build those Garths. You have to get your cities built out quickly, because there's no other way to expand and maintain a reasonable approval level. If you are building the Garths out, not only do you maintain a reasonable approval level, but also your cities are just awesome. Garths are so much better than Burrow Streets. And that, honestly, that might generalize out to the other races. It may be the case that I'm undervaluing district building and city expansion with everybody. Let's keep the stockpiles rolling. So this is tech number 4 for us, if I'm not mistaken, which means that we win the game in 7 turns. And honestly, at this point, I think if Purple and Green turned on us and backstabbed us as a team, I don't know that it would be enough. I don't know that they could stop us quickly enough. What else did we learn? We learned that... Well, I sort of already knew this, but I think I had been undervaluing it. It's so important on Endless to get your army in a competitive state. So important. Is this even worth doing? Do I need to keep getting pearls? Alright, we have 6 turns left. That's 1. I bought 1. Another 1 will be completed in 2 turns. Yeah, I think we're cool on stockpiles for the rest of the game. You know what? I'm gonna put everybody on auto explore. I kind of don't care to issue orders. If getting pearls is right, it's probably not worth my attention at the very least. Apparently, Red's going to get to survive to the end of the game. You know, that feels okay. Red's crime was mostly just being weak enough to conquer. But it feels good to me that Blue and Pink were eliminated because they were both assholes in ways that really were not necessary. Go forth. Let no tile remain unexplored. Are there any tiles that are unexplored? I think we can see all the tiles. There's a couple of tiles at the very edges of the world. Yeah, so it's important to focus on military no matter what victory type you're pursuing, because the AI has this huge military and they really want to swing it around. And it's not even about fighting. It's about making the AI not even think about fighting you. Making the AI say, you know what, this is a bad... Attacking him would not be a good decision. That's just not a thing that's worth doing. And like I said, we knew that already, but I think I had not been taking it to the extent that it deserved to be taken to. We learned a lot. We learned a lot from playing the Allayi and losing a lot. A lot more than we learned from playing as the other races where we've won relatively quickly. In case you're curious, up next is the Forgotten by request. I feel really bad because the guy who asked for me to play the Forgotten asked before the Allayi series started. Oh, I followed Tigger, got out of prison. Okay. Are all of Purple's cities 90% security? Oh, not this one. Oh, wait, why is it telling me that if Follow Tigret's not assigned to a mission? Of course not. He's in prison. That's her mission right now. Prison. Being in prison. She's a political prisoner. She's making Purple look bad. I like to imagine there are demonstrations on the streets of his cities. Free to follow Tigret. Uh-oh. Oh, Red got it. Red has also reached Chapter 1 of the Victory Quest. Green has reached Chapter 1 of the Victory Quest. The Vaulters possess a lot of regions. Well, unless they conquer an awful lot of regions in the next couple of turns, I suspect that's not going to matter. Okay, so we are now stockpiled through the end of the game. Yes. Good, fine. So, next game. Forgotten. I was saying, the guy who asked for me to play Forgotten asked before the Allayi series started, close to the end of the last series, but I had already filmed the first couple of Allayi episodes, and I was like, yeah, we'll get to that right afterward, and it was like, that was at the end of, I think, the... You know what? I don't care about this. I'm not assigning your skill point. Vision embargo, sure. That was at the end of like the Roving Clans game, which was only the Roaming Clans on Endless was only like 6 or 7 episodes, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. It'll be like a week. And yeah, the series has really ballooned out. We've learned a lot, and now it's time to try to put all this to the test with a pretty non-standard race. I'm not 100% sure that I played as Forgotten on the channel yet. I don't remember. The Shifter series is pretty long. I may have. Oh, they're coming up on that economic victory. A little bit too slow, Purple. So the funny thing is, early war is often very valuable because taking enemy land is very valuable. You get cities that already have cool stuff built in them. Sometimes you get to take a capital or something. But our early war didn't actually benefit us almost at all. We took Freyheim, but we lost it within 10 turns. And it didn't really do anything for us while we had it. It just kind of cratered our approval for a little while. So we had an early war that was completely to our detriment, but it's sort of we won because we were strong enough to win an early war that early. The war itself didn't help us. So, with the Forgotten, we're going to take all of these lessons. We're going to build an early military. We're going to make sure to expand our cities quickly. Look at this. Overall score. 78-39. Not even close to victory. We were in 3rd place. Wow, they actually caught up to us on science. That's very impressive. This is a large number. Anyway, that's going to be it. That is a series wrap on Allayi on Endless. Come back next time, tomorrow, starting with the Forgotten, and we'll see you then.